Welcome to another edition of the Funky Monkey MMA Radio. Welcome to another edition of the Funky Monkey MMA Radio. I am your host, Rob Mead, joined by my co-host, Fred. How you doing today, bud?
Good. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good. So today we got joining us on the show Connor Hina and also Tyler Bostick, and they'll be fighting the Ohio Fighting Championship 17 event this Saturday night in Columbus, Ohio. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Doing real good. Alrighty. So let's talk a little bit about the fight. Or you guys just want to introduce yourself a little bit and let everyone know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Tyler Bostick.
Start with you first.
All right. Yeah, I'm Tyler Bostick. I fight out of Lancaster. I'm 4-2. I've been doing this for about 5-6 years.
I'm Connor Hina. I fight out of Zanesville, Ohio. I'm 3-1. I've been doing it for about 2.5, 3 years now.
All right. So what gyms do you guys train out of?
I train out of Lancaster Academy of Mixed Martial Arts. I've cross-trained everywhere, though.
Okay.
I actually train out of my own gym, Kryptonite MMA. It's in Zanesville, but I also train with Hands of Stone, and we've made it up to VO2, which is a new gym with Joe Studer and Trent Wills.
Awesome. So I got to ask you guys. Go ahead.
I was wondering if you guys have trained with anybody who's trained with the fighter you're facing as well.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. I've trained with quite a few people.
So you guys are very familiar with each other's style?
I know a little bit about him. I mean, I know Connor came up to our gym a while ago and had some kind of grudge match with Eric Slocum, so I heard all about that. And, I mean, as far as the people he trains with now, those are people I used to train with, not people I train with anymore.
MMA is a very small world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
So I got to ask you guys, is it like more, nerve-wracking competing on in the main event as it is opposed to competing on an undercard?
I don't think so. I mean, it's just another fight. You know, we've both been here. He's been here 4 times fighting. I've been here 6 times, so I don't find it more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I've fought in a main event before in my hometown. It don't bother me any. It's another fight, like you said. I mean, you get in there, you make the crowd happy, and you go home.
Absolutely. So how exactly do you guys mentally prepare yourself before these fights?
I go in there every time, and before I go into a fight, I'm always in my mind putting myself in the worst possible positions I can be in during that fight. So if it happens to get there, he grabs a takedown and I'm on bottom, getting beat up a little bit. I'm not nervous. I've been there, like I said, I've been there before. And the main thing is just getting your mind right and preparing for being positive and saying, hey, I'm going to go out there and get this win, but I am going to be put in bad positions. So once you get there, you're not afraid, you're not nervous, you know what you have to do from there.
I just sit there before I'm out for the fight. I sit there and think about everything that I've accomplished and that I need to accomplish, the reason why I'm doing it. I get my mindset right that it's only a fight. It's a sport between me and another guy. His game may be better than mine that day, and mine might be better than his. Go out there and do what I need to do, and how the outcome comes out, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, Tyler, I have a question. What made you take up martial arts?
What made me take up martial arts? Like I said, a few years back, I was working in an electric assembly factory, and a guy that went to my school worked there, Jason Young, and I knew he was into MMA, and I always thought it was the coolest thing at the time. I asked him how to get into it, and that's when he ended up introducing me to UFC vet Sean Salmon. And then I ended up going to Sean's gym for a few months. And from there, I met a guy at Buckeye, and I trained at Buckeye after that for a little bit. The long story short, I met a guy in a factory, and he showed me into the sport.
funny. How about you, Connor?
Out of freshman year of high school, I met a kid from a high school that I just moved to. They wrestled and stuff for a while and played sports with me, and after I graduated, he come in contact with me knowing that I did sports and I was an athlete, and I always talked about being a fan and a spectator, so he got me into the gym and started training me, and it went from there.
So you basically met a guy and he got you in trouble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds good. What separates you guys from other fighters? I'll take Connor first.
What separates me is, a lot of people do it for the sport or for the name. The only thing that I do it for is my daughter. I don't like to get punched. I really don't. Nobody ever does, whether they say they do or not. But my daughter's the reason that I do it. If I can go big time with it and get her a better life compared to what I had, there we go.
How about you, Tyler?
What separates me is probably the publicity I put on myself part. All the guys putting their hashtags and whatnot on Facebook, and I'm just not into that. I go out there and fight. I'd like to say I do this to get a better life and something like that, but that wouldn't be true. I'm out here having fun, I think that makes it easier to go out there and fight. Just going out there having fun, trying to prove myself to everybody that I know what the hell I'm doing out there at the same time. But I'm a student right now, and I just go out there and have fun.
All righty. So how about this? How many amateur fights would you guys like to have on your belt before you decide to, make the jump into the professional ranks? Connor, we can start with you.
I'd like to have at least between 10 and 15. That way I know I'm experienced and have seen most of the stuff I will see into a pro level, besides the head kicks and the knees and the elbows.
How about you, Tyler?
I'm really not going to put a number on it. I don't think there's really a number. I could have 20 fights and get to the point where I say, hey, you're still not that great. You need to work on these things. So, or I could end up getting to 10 fights and be like, wow, your game's really changed in this short time. I think now's the time to jump. So, I just think looking at my fights at that time, I'll know. I don't really have any idea what the number's going to be or what I want it to be.
Okay. All right, so, Connor, who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
Well, like I said before, I fight for my daughter. She's got to be my biggest inspiration. She's only 6.5 months old. I'm a new, young father, and she's changed my life tremendously.
Right on. How about you, Tyler?
My biggest inspiration probably would be, every part of every friend I've got and every family member I've got. I know a lot of my family, a lot of my friends have went through a lot of hard times, and just getting out there and seeing me whoop up on somebody, puts a smile on their face. And for that time that I'm in there winning, they're there with me winning too. And that's basically my biggest inspiration.
Awesome. So how important is it to you guys that, have like a positive mindset before you go in to the fight?
It's pretty positive to me because, it's important. If you don't have the mindset set on what you're supposed to do and have a positive mindset, it's always going to be a factor in your game. You'll have a bad mindset. Something will go wrong. You know that you should do, and you won't be able to think about it, and your opponent will take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's definitely real important to go with a positive mindset. If you're going in there saying, wow, this guy's probably trained harder than me. This guy's probably a lot better than me. This guy's stronger than me. If you go in there with that kind of mindset, you're just going to beat yourself up before you even get in there. So I definitely think it's super popular.
Yeah, I agree with that. I used to do the old three-point karate, and when I was really young, if I looked across from me and I saw an Asian guy, I thought he knew more than me immediately, so I was intimidated right away. I guess I kind of feel that way at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, too. the guy has a Brazilian name or sounds like he can speak Portuguese, automatically I'm thinking, he knows more than me. So, question for both of you. You guys probably both saw the fight last weekend where Weidman took Silva's belt. I heard a lot of people talk about it was fixed or that Silva threw the fight. What's your take on it?
It wasn't fixed at all. It wasn't fixed at all. I mean, yeah, Anderson had his hands down, was showboating. He gets paid $600,000 just to show. Why wouldn't you showboat? Weidman's a good fighter, a very good fighter. He barely clipped him and caught him right on the button. I like Weidman. I'm glad he beat Silva, but it wasn't a hoax.
Yeah, I mean, he gets paid a lot of money. I don't agree. Just because you get paid a lot of money, you should showboat. But that's been Silva's style, and he's been able to get guys' minds with it. I mean, that's what he does. He makes you feel tiny in there. It makes you feel like he's so much better than you. And then when he does that kind of stuff, it gets in your head. But while Weidman stuck with his game plan and just waited for him to come back, he was leaning, and he came back. I don't think it was fixed. I think Silva definitely got caught. And that's why he agreed to take the rematch, because he knows he got caught.
Yeah, just like Tyler said, I mean, he keeps his hands down and he rocks back and forth. He gets in a lot of people's mind. He has a quick jab off of that bottom hand that he keeps down. He stopped a few people with it.
Absolutely. I feel like he does that to throw you off and make you make a mistake. Once he makes a mistake, he attacks. I think that Weidman's confidence coming into there, we were talking a few minutes ago about positive attitude. I feel like his positive attitude was he wasn't going to be beat no matter what. We'll see what happens in the rematch, but I'm excited to see it. So, for kids out there who want to be fighters, what would you tell them to do? What's the first step you tell them to take? Start with Tyler this time.
Start early. I mean, we all watch sports when we're young, and whether we're 6 or whether we're at an age of 10 where we actually understand what's going on, it's good to get in there. There's a lot of jiu-jitsu programs that start you at 6 and build up from there. I mean, it's a lot easier. It's like learning a language. The younger you start, the easier it is to learn, because it just flows with you. But I would definitely, get out there, do jiu-jitsu or young wrestling programs, and see if you like the sport at a young age, and definitely go from there. Don't wait till you're 18, 19 to start.
Yeah, I agree with Tyler 100%. You got to get in there young. I mean, a lot of people, they try to get in there when, like Tyler said, when they're teenagers, and they don't learn as quick. You get in there younger into any kind of martial arts, whether it be karate or kickboxing or jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai wrestling. You get in young, you can learn easier. It becomes a natural instinct. Another message I'd have for them: stay dedicated. Don't go out there and think, like a lot of people from my area, is I've got the name of a mixed martial arts fighter. I'm awesome. No, that's not how it is, because you're going to get whooped up on.
Yeah, I wish I could say that again. If there was a like button for what you just said, I would hit that button a few times. I agree with the dedication. I can't tell you how many times we start a program, a guy walks in the door and says, "How soon can I fight?" And
that irritates.
He's been training for a month.
Yeah, so I got a question for both of you. I'll go ahead.
So, yeah, I just echo that sentiment. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, all righty. Was there ever a defining moment in your life where you decided, this is what you wanted to do as a career? Connor, we can start with you.
I mean, not really. I did some wrestling when I was a little kid, some kickboxing with my dad, of course, and I just did it when I got out of high school. I mean, I partied all the time in high school, and I got fat. So I did it to get back in shape, and a buddy of mine asked me to fight, so I fought, and I instantly started loving it. It was November 19th, 2011, and I ended up losing my first fight, but I tell you what, that's the day that I told myself that I would train, be dedicated, and I would never try to lose again. It was all for fun, and it became my career.
How about you, Tyler?
I don't know if I've gotten to that point yet. I mean, I still see this as a hobby. I mean, I go out there and I win, I perform, I put on a show. The defining moment where I actually felt like I wanted to really go hard with it would probably be the Alexei Itunin fight that I lost. I mean, when I went in there, I was like, I'm going to destroy this guy. I had the cocky attitude, I said, I've been training. There's nothing he can do. I mean, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to have – after I got that rematch and got that win back because I actually trained and I actually went in there with the mindset that this guy can beat me. I mean, anything can happen. This is MMA. That's when I actually started focusing on the next higher level, getting to the higher level to prove that I am worth or I am capable of being here.
Absolutely. All right, I got another question for both of you. We can start with either one first. Connor. All right, if you walk away the winner on Saturday night, who would you like to fight next?
I'd honestly probably try to take a few months off and get down to 185. It won't be that hard of a weight cut for me. Start to get serious, get into a weight class where I'm a bigger person than who I'm usually fighting. I fought heavyweight before. Honestly, I don't know who I'd like to fight next. Whoever they throw out to me, and if I feel that, it's fair, then I'll probably take the fight.
All right. How about you, Tyler?
Taking a win, I mean, I feel I've earned it. I would like to, I could say sit here because I've had Alexei Itunin in my ear, a 6-6 fighter that I destroyed the last fight. Say I want to fight him because he's running his mouth, but that's not it. I'm here right now because I want to fight the best. I want to fight the best guys in Ohio. I want to get recognition for being up there. I want to be getting recognition for being one of the toughest 85ers and 205ers. So any promoter listening, if I win my next fight, I'd like to fight a top 10 185er. Just pick one. There's 10 to choose from.
Yeah, I think that everybody wants to be in this business to try to be the best. And looks like there's a lot of good fighters in Ohio, especially the 205 weight class, or the 185 weight class as well. What does it mean to you guys to be a fighter? What is it? And you said, Connor, earlier you were talking about your daughter, that she's your inspiration. What does it mean to you to be a fighter?
What it means to me is, we've all had the mentality of a fighter. A lot of people have street fought. What it is, it's a good way to learn self-respect, self-control. It is a transformation of yourself getting out of high school and being a young punk to where it'll turn you into somebody who knows that, hey, there's people out there that can beat you. There's people out there that do this for a sport and a living just like you do. If you don't train, they'll beat you, and if you train, you have a chance. It gives you self-reliance.
Absolutely. What about you, Tyler?
Well, what it means to be a fighter is be dedicated. Be motivated when things get tough. Everybody can look at me and see, wow, he was put in these bad positions. He got out of this. He's faced adversity. He's beat it. And it gives people motivation, It doesn't matter who you are, how out of shape you are, how untechnical you are. You can go in there, and if you train your ass off, you can go in there, and win. Just stick with it. And to be a fighter, it's to be inspirational to everybody else watching.
Absolutely. What do you guys do in your free time, when you're not training and fighting and getting ready for a fight? What do you do in your free time? We can start with Tyler.
Okay. In my free time, I lift 6 to 7 days a week, depending on the week. So I'm huge in the bodybuilding and physique. And after that, I'm the biggest. I'm probably one of the biggest nerds next to Joe Lazan in MMA. I play all kinds of video games. I get into it.
Nice. How about you, Connor?
I'm a big redneck. I'm from Perry County, so I'm always in the woods fishing, hunting, out in the water. Doesn't matter. I'm always outside. When I get my daughter a lot, I'm outside with her. I'm inside playing with her. It's just I got to be moving. I can't stay still. But kind of like Tyler said, I'm a big nerd, too. I play a lot of military games. So during nights when I'm tired and can't sleep, I'll jump on the PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a running theme in mixed martial arts. I'm sure both of you guys are on the underground. If not, check out MMA TV sometime. But I go on that forum, and they're always talking about video games and what they're playing and who's doing what.
I guess it's a nice change of pace from getting beat up every day in the gym to go in and just get beat up on a video game and not hurt you at all.
Absolutely.
So, if you guys could have a dream fight with anyone, you know, whether it be a mixed martial artist or anyone outside the mixed martial arts world, who would it be? Connor?
I'd have to say Chuck Liddell. I mean, I followed him since he started. Chuck is one of my heroes through mixed martial arts, and it'd be fun just to fight him.
Yeah, that would be awesome. How about you, Tyler?
Well, since we're stepping into the dream world, I'd say Anderson Silva. I mean, I think that would be an awesome fight. I mean, just imagine the feeling Weidman got to actually be patient, not chasing like the other guys, and be able to capitalize on it. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it's all said and done, you know, you guys hang the gloves up, what would you like the fans to remember you for at the end of your career? Tyler, we start with you.
To be tough, you know. I mean, and when I say tough, I mean I still want to be known as talented, skilled. But I want to be known as, wow, you're fighting Tyler Bostick. That's gonna be one hell of a fight. I mean, I want to be known as the guy that no matter how much adversity you face, no matter how much he was getting the crap kicked out of a fight or winning a fight, he was still putting it on. You know, just kept coming forward.
Right on. How about you, Connor?
After I'm done and hang up the gloves, I want people to remember me as somebody who brought MMA in Zanesville a name. Most people, when you ask them around, like at shows, Akron, Columbus, they ask you who you're fighting and you say somebody from Zanesville, they laugh at you. I want to be remembered as a fighter that don't give up, don't quit, will fight whoever. Whether I'm getting my ass kicked or kicking his, I won't quit. Somebody that will take a beating and give one right back without any hesitation.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. Thus far, what would you say, you know, what would you consider as like to be your greatest accomplishment in the sport?
My greatest accomplishment would have to be getting back up after a knockout in the kid's hometown after I was winning the whole round. I got caught with a punch behind the ear. I got back up the next day. I was in training. It's either that or being in my hometown and fighting a guy that I had 6-1 odds against me and 96% chance to lose, taking him into a Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner slugfest.
My biggest accomplishment, I don't know if I'd call it accomplishment, but like I said, the Alexi fight, I mean, it's really changed my mindset, going in there, being the guy that's favored, being the guy that has the 99% chance of winning, going in there and getting choked out. You know, that was the most embarrassing moment in my whole career. And then going back and taking the rematch and you know, just cleaning up my game and going in there and cleaning up my mind and saying, you know you can beat him, I'll go out and do it. That is probably my biggest, I don't want to say accomplishment. I just don't think it's a word for beating Alexi as an accomplishment, but definitely going back in there and doing what I should have done the first time was a great feeling.
I bet so. Here's a good question for you guys. Which would you rather be, the hometown hero or the bad guy? We'll start with Connor.
I'd rather be the bad guy, man. I've been the bad guy all my life.
So it gets you excited when you have the crowd booing you and they're all pulling for the other guy.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, I've always been an underdog. I've always been a bad guy. I'll take the blame, but you know what? Once you can boo me all you want, it ain't going to faze me none.
What about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't mind getting booed. I mean, you go to every venue and you fight fighters I have in these big venues and not these little tiny shows, but you go into Columbus and you have these guys bringing 200 people with them in their gyms, Ronin and everything like that. It's a crazy feeling going in and getting interviewed, but to say that I want that day in and day out, no, I'd much rather be a hometown hero, have people on my side. You know, it's when you have that many people cheering for you as opposed to booing you, you get that same feeling, but it's just more positive vibe.
Absolutely. So what's your ultimate goal in this? Are you guys shooting for the UFC? I know you said this is strictly a hobby for you at this point, Tyler, but what's your goal here? What are you trying to accomplish?
My goal would definitely be to go pro, and, maybe years down the road when I'm done with everything and I can actually, hone in on training for MMA strictly 5 days a week. But, I guess my goal would just be fighting on one of the big shows, not necessarily UFC, but, Bellator would be nice. I mean, I see a lot of guys that I've trained with, Rocky. Rocky's been on the show, I used to train with him. It's cool, I think that'd be awesome, but not necessarily UFC. I think just a big show in general would be really fun. And right now, my big goal is just go and get my game honed up and going pro, which is my goal right now.
How about you, Connor?
I mean, I'd have to agree with Tyler, but everybody dreams to go to the UFC. Not everybody gets to go. So go pro, get your fan base out, what I hope to do, get my name made for myself, and let the actions that I have as a pro talk for themselves. Go to Bellator maybe. Just depends on how big my fan base is.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we got about 3 minutes left in the show. The floor is yours. If you want to shout out to your sponsors, your family, your friends, any other things you want to say, just go ahead. Connor, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Your Fight, especially. They're out of Tennessee. Stacy and Paul Cotty, them guys are amazing. They've hooked me up. All the gyms that's helped me train, all the people, the 50, 60 people that I got come watch me every fight. Nobody that's ever missed a fight, man. I appreciate everything. I'll definitely do my best to get my hand raised at this fight and bring the title home to Zanesville.
Tyler?
I would like to thank Swollen Knuckles Clothing, Arthur Innovations, my father, my mother, all my friends. My friends have always been behind me. Everybody coming to the fights. I really appreciate all the ticket sales I've had, the most ticket sales I've had. This place is going to erupt when we go out there for the main event. It's going to be nuts. So I definitely want everybody coming. I mean, hell, I'll thank his fans. I mean, this is going to be awesome, and it's going to be nice to bring that title back to Lancaster.
Sounds good, guys. We appreciate your time.
Hey, man. Hey, good luck, Tyler. I'll see you Saturday.
Yep.
Well, thank you both for joining us. Y'all can catch them this Saturday night, the Ohio Fighting Championship 17 event. It'll be located at the Courtyard Columbus at 2350 West Belt Drive in Columbus, Ohio. Tickets are on sale right now for $25 general admission and $35 for VIP seats. Get your tickets now while you can. This is going to be an excellent fight. I can't wait to see it. And while you're at it, go ahead and check us out on Facebook.com/The Funky Monkey MMA. Keep up to date with us live on there. Catch our next show this Tuesday, actually, at 4 p.m. We have UFC Hall of Famer Dan Severn coming on. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time with that. Those of you who don't know, I trained with Dan for about 10 years, so I've got some good stories to tell, and Dan promises not to embarrass me, so it should be pretty good. If you get a chance, check out my... Go ahead.
I'd just like to shout out to our sponsor, KOBKfighter.com. Go ahead and check them out.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Looks like that's going to be a good fight, so you guys go check that fight out.
Not sure what just happened to my phone right there. It messed up a little, but also, if you're looking to sponsor the show, you can email us at funkymonkeymma@gmail.com. We thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Rob Mead.
I'm Fred Rodriguez.
We're tuning out. Thank you. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.